All right, sir, you can begin.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving us a platform to hold our AGM. Uh, Rajesh, our shareholders list is still not visible to the shareholders, so it is still showing the screen. Yeah, now I think your live stream. Yeah. So we welcome all the shareholders in the 10th AGM of Nephro Care India Limited. So as you are all aware that we have recently done an IPO and it was a successful IPO. So this is our first AGM after the IPO. So we would request our managing director to act as the chairman of the AGM today. So you can take it from here. Mr. Pratim Sengupta. Dr. Pratim Sengupta will act as the chairman of the AGM.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to chair this meeting. So, to all the shareholders, this is our 10th AGM, but the first AGM after we became the listed company. So, Nephro Care had one of the remarkable journey all through. And Nephro Care is in the market in 5th July, and we are in the healthcare business, with the holistic healthcare business. And in this AGM, what we are conducting right now, we have some specific agendas. I think all these agendas have been circulated to all the shareholders and also including the SEBIs. And I will request our company secretary, Mr. Pratim Sengupta, to read out all the agendas so that everyone understands the agendas and you can proceed.
Thank you, sir. So I just give you a brief about our company, the shareholding pattern of the company. So as on the cutoff date, there were 890 shareholders, and we can see that there are 12 participants, 12 shareholders who has joined. So the quorum is present. So there are agendas which has already been circulated for e-voting. The e-voting was open from 17 to 19, and those who have missed the e-voting, our e-voting link will again be open for 15 minutes from the end of this AGM. So you will have the permission to do the e-voting again within that 15 minutes time frame. So the ordinary course, in the ordinary course of the AGM, we have two agenda. One is the audited standalone financial statements of the company for the financial year 2024. Which is, or as I already said, that this has already been voted, casted vote, which results will be separately intimated to the stock exchange post the scrutinizer report. So there was another agenda which was reappointment of Mr. Pratim Sengupta and Ms. Alu Sengupta, who were retired by rotation and they were eligible for reappointment. So this has been also put on vote. Or as a special business, there are five resolutions. So the first resolution is appointment of Mr. Sandeep Sridhar Ghate as an independent director. The board has appointed them on July 19, 2024. So we put to vote for the shareholders for ratify the resolution and appoint him as a regular director, as an independent director. The same thing goes with Mr. Devashish Ghoshal. He was also been appointed as an additional director on July 19, 2024. So we request the shareholders and put to vote for him for his appointment as an additional and independent director. Then to appoint Mrs. Saptashika and Company as a secretarial auditor of the company, which has also been put for voting. And there is a special clause that we want to put in our memorandum of association regarding investment of the surplus money. So as we have already done an IPO, so there are money which we might not require in the ordinary course of business. So our CFO has requested that before there is no point the money being ideally keeping in the books. So we need the permission to insert a clause for investment of the surplus money, which is not immediately required by the company. And then appointment of Messrs. K.K. Chanani and Associated Chartered Accountant as a statutory auditor. It's a reappointment. So no specific permission is required, only ordinary resolutions will do. So these are all the resolutions. So we will now ask our speaker list. To the speaker list, we will one by one, we will take the speaker list. No, Participants is available. So there are 4 members, shareholders who has requested for asking question. So we will take one by one. So first we will request Mr. Alok Dave to put his question. Shlok Dave, you can unmute him now. But he has requested for name as Alok Dave.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Mr. Shlok Dave, you have been given the rights to speak. Please
Am I
unmute yourself.
audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity, Mr. Dr. Sen Gupta. Congratulations on the listing. And I must congratulate you. You are creating what looks like a very promising organization. Sir, I have a lot of questions. These are with respect to the operations of the company. And I went through the DRHP that you guys had filed, and I also had the opportunity to go through some interviews that you did before and after the IPO. I think most of them were before the IPO. Sir, there were certain things which were not very clear to me in terms of timing of the various centers which will come online. And also, there was lack of data regarding the size of the new centers that we are working on. So I'll go point by point, sir. If you can give the clarification to these questions, it would be of great help to me, sir. So first is that, am I right in understanding that as of now, currently, only one center is operational, and there are there are 2 other centers that you have created where the operations are still to start. Next question is, sir, I was looking at 2024 numbers. If I,
Just one by
sure, sir,
one.
whatever is convenient. Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah, so you have raised one question. I will request the chairman to answer that, and then you can again raise the second query based on
Great, sir.
the.
Yeah. So Mr. Dave, very good morning and warm welcome in this AGM. So your first question is that as of now, how many centers are operational? So let me clarify that as of now, we have 2 centers in Calcutta which are operational, and also 1 centers in Chandranagar which is in operationals. Okay. Yeah.
Of the 2 newer centers compared to the one which was operational last year, are they equal in size, sir? In terms of number of patients that we can address through the centers?
You cannot see the number by patient's number. You can ask me the question coming facility, obviously, because each center takes some incubation time to be fully functional. The facility wise, our centers are having at least 10 to 11 dialysis stations. We all have a pathology. We all have all the diagnostic supports which is necessary. Yes, in the capacity wise, it is slightly smaller than our main center, but they have a number of dialysis beds.
Can you quantify how much smaller they are compared to the main center?
Now, how much smaller means? Are you asking about the carpet area or
Um, In terms of capability, sir, so if I look at the numbers that were disclosed, sir, the one center which was operational, it catered to around 7,536 patients during 24 and 6,201 patients during 23. So I was wondering if 3 centers are operational, can I take like on an average they can do 6,000 patients? So now if every patient is counted multiple times also, right? If one patient is visiting 10 times, I'm counting that as 10 patients. It's like the number of patient visits. So can I assume like 6,000 odd patient visits every center every year?
Look, this takes some time because if you look at this number, because this center has this peak after it started operation since 21 December 21. So the number you are seeing in our center, it has an incubation period of roughly 8 months to 1 year. So that time is necessary for. And I believe once it becomes become full, it will definitely have the capacity to this much of number. That's not a problem.
Excellent, sir. Excellent, excellent. So that is exactly what I was asking. So second question is in terms of per center, how many doctors do we need to take care of the patients? What is the medical staff, the required to cater to all the patients which will be coming?
It totally depends on the phased manner, because the number of the doctors is needed, number of the patient footfall which is coming there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the technical staffs, admin staffs are more or less same, but the
Mm-hmm.
doctor's capacity needs to be increased as the footfall increases.
Sir, is there a patient to doctor ratio that we think is the benchmark? Do we need one?
In this country, the patient to doctor's ratio
Mhm.
is very difficult to understand, because there are doctors who sees 500 patients in a day, there are doctors who sees 5 patients in a day. It
Very true,
depends
sir.
on to some extent the acceptance of the doctors to the community, his competency, his skill, his art of practice. These are the some
Right, sir.
factors. But however, looking at a ballpark figure, for
Mhm.
each 30 footfall in any OPD, we need a one consultant.
30 footfall, sir.
For each 30 new patients, we need a one doctors to be present in the OPD. That's
30 unique patients, should I say?
yes.
Okay, okay. That's very helpful, sir. Sir, in terms of the pharmacy business that we have, that is also ramping up quite nicely. So I was just wondering if you can give some qualitative and quantitative commentary regarding that. What percentage of the patients which are coming in, what percentage of their medical requirements in terms of pharmacy can be addressed by our pharmacy? And how will this business ramp up over a period of time?
I didn't understand the last point. How?
So how will it grow over a period of time as you add more centers? Because I'm pretty sure you will not be stopping at 3 centers, right? You will be increasing every year. So I was just wondering, will you have like dedicated pharmacies at each center, or you will have like a single pharmacy which will be supplying to each center? How will that happen? And what percentage of the requirement will be catered by our own pharmacy in-house?
Yes. So our model is each clinic we have
Mhm.
our own pharmacy. It is not that the one pharmacy serves everywhere. Each
Okay.
pharmacy or each model is equipped with a pharmacy,
Mhm.
and the patients who come in, at least as per our internal analysis, we have seen around 50 to 60% of each patient who checks in the OPD, or
Mhm.
those who are getting analysis, around 70% they take all their medication from us. Not only that,
Okay.
this pharmacy also have a community outreach. They can work as a retail pharmacy counter also.
Okay. Okay. Got it, sir. And sir, you mentioned that you just now mentioned that the OPD side of the business. So how is that related to our centers? Are we doing only kidney diseases and the related diseases, or is it a more general OPD?
This is a very good question, because this is renal focused, but there are other allied support system also. Because somebody who has a kidney problem, he might have a chronic heart disease.
Right,
So
sir.
we have other visiting consultants of different disciplines to support those, but specifically the main focus is the nephro and the kidney, and based on that we have all the specialties who does the OPD. But recently we have, if you have gone through the RHP, that I think you
Mhm.
must be aware, that we came out with a multi-speciality hospital named River
Yes, sir.
City Hospital,
Yes, sir.
where all the specialists are sitting there, and we
Yes,
have
sir.
all the specialists who are admitting patients doing OPD in our River City Hospital also have access to our outreach clinic to support when need necessary.
Right, so that was going to be my next question, sir. If you can give us some idea as to the progress on the hospital, what is the state of affairs as of now? When do you see the full-fledged opening of the hospital? And how do
That's
you
a
see
very
the ramp up happening, sir?
So the hospital we have after the listing on the roughly 15th July, we had a inauguration of the hospital. We had a 1.5 months for its entire mock-up, and from the end of August, we started the hospital operations. The patients are getting admitted. Surgeries is being started to be performed. OPDs are being
Okay.
happening. Lab is
Oh,
functional.
excellent. Mhm.
Hospital is absolutely functional. Okay, right.
Right. So one final question, which is on the center. So this is renal diseases are a lifestyle disorder, and they are growing. I mean, the existing base of patient is already like patient load is already very, very large in the country, and the demand is extremely, extremely unmet. I mean, barely anything has been met today by a proper hospital or a proper nephro center. So I was just wondering, sir, when do you start expanding your centers, the renal centers, the nephro centers, and what are your plans on the expansions? Will you allow another year to pass for these three existing centers to ramp up, and then the hospital also to stabilize before you start adding centers? What would be your thought process regarding that, sir? How soon will you start expanding?
You have asked me at least 4, 5 questions something like that. Okay, first coming to the what your plan for the expansion. Yes, we are expanding very fast. Already the work is going on in 3 more centers in the different
Okay.
part of the country. We are not regionally localized right now. We are stretching out in other states also.
Okay.
And these stabilizations of this hospital and stabilization of the already 3 functional units are in process. I believe within a couple of months, it will take an absolutely stable form to move in all the functional capacity will increase. And
Right.
regarding the corpus needed, I think my CFO will guide you. On ballpark figure, it depends on 2 to 3 factors because this space, city, town, obviously the capital cost varies, but the human resource and everything is more or less we have it on. Thing. But all these sectors, our main vision we are making them asset light. We don't buy any property, we don't buy from the any greenfield projects. On the contrary, we go for an asset light model where we rent a space as per our requirement. We make the internal arrangements favorable for the services matrix we deliver, and obviously we do our operational excellency in that environment. That is the model through which we are expanding henceforth. As because it is asset light, the expansion we are expecting is very fast.
Understood, sir. As a country, definitely need more such companies and more such centers, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me the opportunity. All the best, sir. I look forward to further interactions with you, sir. If possible, after the September results, if you can hold an open conference call for the benefit of the existing shareholders as well as potential shareholders, I'm pretty sure the entire investment community will really appreciate that. Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much.
We will get back to you on our plan of action on this. So
Thank you very.
I need you to unmute yourself now.
So before I end, to answer your questions regarding the how fast you are trying to spread, because we have established our model, we have established our system, we have developed our IT backbone, henceforth, and this asset light is a highly scalable model. That is the point I need to emphasize there.
So can we move on to our next shareholder?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. All the best, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So we will request Mr. Proceedings Kumar Paul to raise any questions if he has anything apart from what we has already been discussed and deliberated by our chairman. If he has anything specific questions, we will unmute you, Mr. Proceedings.
Good morning, everyone. I'm audible, correct?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My question is regarding our newly inaugurated Vivacity Hospital. So can you help me to understand what kind of occupancy rate you foresee in this financial year, and by which year you think that hospital can reach to the peak capacity, peak occupancy?
Okay, so right now we are opening the hospital and we are starting all the facility in a stepwise fashion. We started functional, I mean after the mock-up test and everything just a week ago, and of late in such a short time we have roughly 15-16 patients admitted, around 10-15 surgeries been done, so we are quite hopeful regarding the occupancy.
Okay, so at the peak occupancy, what kind of revenue the hospital can generate? If you can give anything such.
Look, the point is obviously there is some financial model we have thought of, but what kind of revenue it will give us, we'll disclose.
So
all
we
this
cannot
data
disclose
very soon.
anything which is futuristic statement, and we will. I will request our chairman also to restrict himself giving any futuristic numbers or projections. We whatever is there we have already shared, and whatever new is happening, we will definitely keep on sharing with our esteemed shareholders. So I will also request all the shareholders not to ask any futuristic questions. You are also aware that those are not as per regulatory guidelines. We cannot give you anything which is futuristic in nature.
Yeah, okay, I understood. So I was more, the question was more like in how many years an hospital can reach to the peak occupancy level. So this kind of thing that was actually I was looking to. If it's not, I mean, we can pass the question.
Right. You are asking a generic note.
Yeah.
So it will be roughly 1.5 years we can reach to the full of.
Okay. And sir, you have mentioned in earlier comments like 3 more centers are going to open. So can you give me timeline by when you are planning to open 3 more centers?
By the first quarter of next year, I believe.
First half of the next year.
First quarter.
First quarter of next year. Okay. Thank you, sir. So last, just a suggestion from my end, because I have watched many of your YouTube videos in Bengalis. And yes, those videos are really helpful, to as we are mainly expanding in West Bengal. I request if our long-term vision is to expand across India in pan-India basis, then I'd suggest to start any English or Hindi channel so that whenever we start outside India, that will help. That will, that will be a big leverage for us to easily expand and to attract more patients easily. So that's all from my side.
So I've already started the design and opening of the channels in the Hindi and English has been done. So you will see maybe from this week you will see a lot of Hindi and English videos made by Dr. Proceedings. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
And so, Mr. Akshay is there. Akshat Tripathi. So we will request Akshat to be unmute. Tapush, can you unmute? And
Yeah. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
yes, Akshat, you can ask a question.
Sir, first of all, congratulations on the successful IPO. Sir, could you please provide us with an update on the progress and the key achievements related to the Vivacity Hospital project?
Yes, I've already given some update in the last shareholders' question. So the Vivacity Hospital has been designed and formed in a very futuristic ideas. It's a super specialty with all the specialty and processes they tackle. So we have this hospital has all the specialty, including surgery, transplant, cardiology, cardiothoracic surgery, gynae ops, and neonatology, orthopedics. All the disciplines are all in place, and it has a very fantastic diagnostic facility. It has a very advanced cath lab. All OTs are the modular, and these OTs are designed in such an IT infrastructure and IT backbone that you can monitor even an ongoing surgery from sitting at distance for any medical calamities should not happen. ICU and ITUs are all designed in a form that they are all the patient parameters and the treatment data of the AWS cloud, so that any physicians, clinicians, doctors can monitor their patients sitting at home in the orders. And the most important impact this hospital is going to deliver in the society is the community reach, community outreach program, and the community connect program. Already we have started reaching to the nearby local peoples, housing estates, all the communities, and we got a very positive impact of their peoples are trusting this institute as their own institute very soon. So this is a community impact we are doing. And this hospital also has a very wellness part of it, because you know that Nephro Care always believe in 360-degree care. So these all are the main ingredients based on which we develop the hospital, not simply service hospital. It also has a teaching facilities. It also has a very strong wellness fund like Mukti. Mukti is a one kind of yoga program which we run for the wellness of the patient. We don't treat illness, we also impose wellness to somebody's life. So with this notion in mind, as we are starting operating, and we have already started the operation of the hospital, I believe it will be a very, very successful.
So that sounds really interesting to hear. I wish you and your team all the best for this project. Sir, I have one more question. Sir, could you please share the details about the new units that you have recently added in this year, and how many additional units you plan to add before we close this financial year?
Recently, we have added one center in Chananagar, one center in Alipurduar, and we are planning to set up another 3 more centers very soon.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for the time and for the opportunity to ask a question. Thank you, sir.
So, thank you. We don't have any other shareholders who have registered themselves for asking question. We will conclude the meeting here with a thanks to the chairman. And if there is any other requirement from our CFO or any other directors, they want to add something, then you are welcome to do that. Otherwise, we can conclude the meeting here. Okay, thank you. Thank you all the shareholders. We really appreciate that you have taken our time on your schedule to join the meeting.
Okay, sir. So with your permission, we'll all go over and conclude the meeting.
Yes, please.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your time.